Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking tarot and the 4 seasons. So the seasons of winter, spring, summer and autumn. Before we dive into the topic though, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft and tarot and shadow work, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to become a confident tarot reader, then join my Confident Tarot Reader course. It is the link is in the description field below this video. It is an 7-module course that takes you right from the very basics of understanding how tarot tells a story. It has lessons in there too, and when you start to see the tarot as a storytelling device, it makes it easier to actually learn to read the tarot cards for yourself and for other people. So at the time of this video, you can still join us, even though we've only done 2 sessions so far on Zoom. You can still join up, watch the replays, catch up if you want, or you can take it at your own pace and just ask questions from me if you've got any along the way. So the link is in the description field below this video to the Confident Tarot Reader course. So I wanted to talk about how tarot can relate to a lot in our experience. And if you do enjoy working with the seasons and connecting to nature, you'll notice that the 4 suits of the tarot also connect to nature's cycles as well. So while we associate the elements to the tarot, we can also associate the seasons to those as well, because we can associate the seasons also to the elements. And also the 4 directions as well. So there's a lot of connection between the tarot and ritual. If you work with the 4 directions, or you do magic circles or Wiccan circles, or any type of pagan circle. I've got a fly flying around me at the moment. And connecting your tarot to that, and also connecting it to the different times of the year as well. So if you want to use tarot for self-reflection and you want to go more into yourself and use it as a tool for maybe shadow work or just reflection, or just to go deeper into the tarot itself over the course of a year, you can do that with your tarot cards, particularly the minor arcana. So the first card I wanted to talk about is the card of Pentacles, which is associated with the winter solstice or Yule. And Pentacles is associated with that because it's really to do with that material survival. And I think we're more reminded of survival during the winter tides, particularly if you live in a very cold climate where it snows and it is very harsh in winter. Winter is often associated with that, and having to gather certain food so that you have enough to eat over the winter. Where I live, that's not such an issue. We actually, it's a really good citrus season here in winter, so it's not so much, winter isn't about the difficulties of survival so much, it's more summer here. But where the tarot came out of, which of course is Northern Europe, it is associated with that time. So Pentacles is about reminding us, how do we look after ourselves on a material level? How do we provide for ourselves, or how do we connect to nature and the universe in regards to being supported from a material point of view? What's your relationship to material things, like money, like stuff? In general, it is about stuff. What is your relationship to learning and education? Because Pentacles is also about applying your knowledge and learning in order to apply that in a productive way. So it's about productivity. It's also about working hard and how you apply yourself to doing the hard yards in order to achieve something, to have something, to make something. It is very grounded, but it's also creative too. It's just generally Pentacles is more about creativity in a more of a practical sense of creativity, rather than more in an abstract sense or a passionate sense of creativity. So its expression is often seen as being more of a winter energy because of its association with earth. And we think of earth, I think, in winter because winter is very much about what's going on in the land, in the places where tarot came out of. The following winter, we have spring, and spring is represented by swords in the tarot because swords is associated with air, and air is associated with spring. And swords is it can be pretty rough. It's a pretty rough journey going through the suit of swords. If you look at the whole minor arcana from the ace right through to the 10, it's a rough story. It's not a picnic. And the experience from spring through to summer, you'd think would be, full of growth and really, really positive things. But when it comes to the tarot, it's a time for introspection to our thoughts and our ideas. And where our ideas can grow, and what are those ideas growing into, and what are the obstacles to those ideas. So you can do reflection on your thinking, on your communicating, and on your ideas during this time, because your ideas during spring are going to sprout into something in summer. So you want to be clear about what they're going to sprout into. And so it's just about being aware of, for example, where are you holding yourself back right now? So if you come to the Eight of Swords, where are you holding yourself back from expressing your creativity? What thoughts are going on inside your head that are stopping you from being able to untie yourself, and cross the water and go up the mountain to that castle up there of your dreams? What is it that's holding you back? Where do you sometimes get into conflict, either with yourself or with other people, because of maybe what you believe and your ideologies? And where can that cause strife, and where can you change that? It's about making changes the whole spring season in order to bring good stuff in at summer. So it's not so much about seeing the cards negatively when you're working with them seasonally. The Swords cards, when we're looking at them from a shadow work perspective or from an inner work perspective, just get us thinking and pondering about things. We might be pondering where there might still be some grief or some sorrow, or what we might need to separate ourselves from or change in our lives when it comes to the Three of Swords. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing, it's just an opportunity to ask the questions that the cards can bring up. And spring is a good time to ask those questions because you're wanting to do something new, you're wanting to bring something new into being. So you do need to ask these questions and have a look at, well, what is it that I need to clean out that isn't working for me, that I'm going to need to clean out? You've got Wands representing summer, which of course is the heat of the passion and the heat of summer and all of that stuff of getting into life and moving with that heated energy and the passion of Wands. And of course you've got your ups and downs with Wands as well. But see that again as opportunities to question what you're doing, to question where you're holding yourself back, to question where there may be conflicts within yourself more than anything. When you're doing this kind of inner work with the seasons, a lot of the enemies that turn up in tarot when you're doing shadow work are actually yourself. It's your thoughts that are the enemies. So, for example, in the Seven of Wands, where you have the guy on top of the hill fighting off what appears to be standing their ground against these other wands, which we assume there's people holding them. That's about you holding your ground, but you could be holding your ground against your own beliefs too, or against the need to perhaps do something that you want to do, but what's holding you back and what you're feeling you have to defend yourself against is your beliefs of how other people are going to react to you. So it might not be that those people are reacting to you in that way, it's just that you're afraid that they're going to react to you in that way, or you believe that they're going to, and so you can work with the cards that way. And then when it comes to autumn, we have Cups. And this is about the emotional realm of with autumn. It is the harvest season. It's where we're gathering everything in order to then have during the winter months. And so collecting yourself emotionally and just seeing where you are on an emotional level, all of the efforts and all of the things that you've created over the other seasons, how are you feeling about that now? What's that feeling like for you? Because our feelings are our guidance system, and they let us know whether things are working for us or not working for us, and then we can make the decision about what we're going to do and how we're going to change that. So we can start to work with emotions and start to work with looking at how we feel towards ourselves and towards others, and how that's been affecting our lives. And we can go through each of the tarot journeys with the minor arcana to do that. So even though the minor arcana from a tarot perspective tends to be very mundane, when in a reading they tend to be about mundane everyday concerns, you can still use them for deeper inner reflection, because these mundane daily concerns are concerns, and a lot of our inner world is informing these things, these mundane things that happen every day. How we react to these mundane things that happen every day is informed by how we feel about ourselves and how we perceive ourselves and what we believe about ourselves and the world. So these minor arcana cards can still be deep teachers, even though they're not typically as deep as the more archetypal cards of the major arcana. They're still incredibly useful to work with. If you like to do Wiccan circles and you love to work with the elements, you can use the aces of the suits to represent the 4 different directions as well, and do a tarot circle even, and use the whole all of the minor arcana to have around your circle, and work with the tarot that way to incorporate the tarot into your ritual work. As I said at the beginning, if you want to become a confident tarot reader, check out the Confident Tarot Reader course. The link is in the description field below this video. The course is to teach you to read tarot with your intuition as well as your knowledge confidently through learning how tarot tells a story. So the link is in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.